Iron Eagle 2, the sequel to Iron Eagle. In the waning years of the Cold War, General Chappie Sinclair, played by Louis Gossett Jr., is charged with assembling a joint U.S.-Soviet operation to take out a weapons plant in the Middle East. He has his old buddy Matt Cooper on hand, but is surprised to find himself also supervising a feisty Russian woman named Valerie Zeryenko. Sinclair whips his pilots into shape as they overcome their cultural and gender differences in preparation for their climactic mission. Released in 1988, directed by Sidney Furet, this was the choice of Lynn Webb. Lynn, how do you want to begin our conversation around Iron Eagle 2?
First of all, you gave the director a little bit more flourish than he deserved. Sidney Furet.
Oh yeah. And let me apologize. It's Iron Eagle 2 :
Yes, that was the original.
The Battle Beyond the Flag.
Yeah. First of all, just a note, a production note. We were, scheduled to review Iron Eagle.
Yes.
The first film.
We were.
Tonight. However, and note, when I chose this film, because this was my selection.
It was.
At the time that I chose it, Vincent and I made a good practice of trying to look for these films and make sure that they are streaming.
True. We do.
Now, I'm pretty sure I saw that this was streaming. Mm-hmm. But to be fair, it was maybe about 2 months ago that I selected the film. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure whether or not I saw that Iron Eagle was streaming or saw that every other Iron Eagle movie was streaming. So it's like, oh, okay, they're streaming.
Sure.
But lo and behold, when it comes time to watch the film, Iron Eagle not only is not streaming, it's available digitally to buy.
Oh yeah.
And that's it.
You have to invest in Iron Eagle.
You have to invest. You have to want to own Iron Eagle for $10.
$10.
Now, I've never seen Iron Eagle, but I'm pretty sure it is not a film that I want to own. Thus, we called an audible about 2 hours before the show, said we're doing Iron Eagle 2.
Right, and as someone who has seen Iron Eagle at least 3 times, A, that's a good call. B, there's not a lot in the original Iron Eagle that you need to enjoy this film fully.
No, you don't. The first Iron Eagle stars Jason Gedrick and Lou Gossett Jr. Mm-hmm. Jason Gedrick tries to get Lou Gossett to come, I think, out of retirement to help him find his father who's lost over enemy lines.
Right.
Jazz like
old army buddy.
Right.
Old military buddy.
Right. So that's basically the plot of Iron Eagle, of the first Iron Eagle. And if you thought, oh man, but I really wanted to take in the acting chops of Jason Gedrick. Well, he's there at the top of Iron Eagle 2.
Right. But only for a minute. Again, is Charlton Heston at the beginning and the end of Beneath the Planet Apes.
At least Charlton Heston got to come back.
Yeah.
Jason Gedrick, it's blink and he's gone. He's blown up in a puff of smoke. Mm-hmm. He's not even credited. Mm-hmm. He is gone. He is dead. And it probably is the best thing that he's ever done. So then this movie now turns over to Lou Gossett as basically the star, as he is now the rough and tumble, colonel who's going to whip this group of misfit pilots, U.S. pilots, and team them with this group of Russian pilots to pull off this secret plan.
Right.
That's all you need to know.
To destroy the weapon of the enemy.
Of the enemy.
The enemy. Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to know about Iron Eagle 2. And I'm not going to share a whole lot of time on this. because what they realized, here's the thing they realized. Lou Gossett was the best thing in Iron Eagle. Bring him back.
Right.
So Lou Gossett made a business decision, came back for Iron Eagle 2. We'll discuss Lou Gossett's business decisions in a little bit.
Yeah.
Then they realized, okay, Jason Gedrick, he wasn't all that great. Let's blow him up at the beginning. You know what? I think we can take the Jason Gedrick character and we can spread him out over 5 other white guys, and we'll have just as much. We'll have 5 Jasons in this film. And you know what the other film was missing? Iron Eagle was missing? A brother.
I thought you said whatchamacallit was in
Larry B. Scott. I don't think his role was so big in the first Iron Eagle. But in Iron Eagle 2, we need a brother in disguise. And look at that fine-looking brother right there, Clark Johnson, in only his second major motion picture. It's really very early in 1988. He's very early into his career. And Clark Johnson shows up on the screen. And when you see Clark Johnson on screen, it usually means, oh, this is something interesting. But not in Iron Eagle 2. It just means that he's just the brother in the skies.
Brother in the sky.
And that means all he is doing is walking around with a ticking clock on the back of his neck, because you know he's going to die.
And a sprinkle of jive.
Oh, yes.
There's a sprinkle of jive.
Just a sprinkle of jive.
Is that jive? Did you add jive? Is it a
Hey,
little
man,
jive?
you talking jive.
Should have made a left turn. I thought you made dinner reservations. It's like, is that jive? I believe it's a little jive on here.
Man, look, this movie is so boring. It's so badly directed by Sidney Furet.
Who also wrote it.
It is trying so hard to be, because in 1988, Top Gun has already come and gone.
Right.
So now it's trying to reel in. You're missing Tom Cruise is not getting back in that plane anytime soon.
No, he is not.
So we've got all these Tom Cruise lookalikes and wannabes that we can throw into this plane. We've got Clark Johnson we can throw into this plane, and we've got Lou Gossett Jr. eating up scenery, running in at the end of every scene. He's just the rough guy that comes in at the end of every scene saying, break it up, break it up, break it up. That's all he does in this entire freaking movie is to break it up, break it up, break it up. The film was shot in Israel, which means that they use Israeli crews to save money, which means that they had bad sound, which means that everybody had to redub their dialogue, which means that everybody redubbed their dialogue all in an office in Los Angeles, which means that nobody is acting when they're redubbing. They're just reading their lines, regardless of whether or not they're supposed to be in a plane cockpit, whether or not they're supposed to be in the barracks, whether or not they're supposed to be running in the same desert that appears 9,000 times throughout the entire movie. They are all just reading their lines. Hey, watch the plane on the left. Hey, there's a bogey on my left. He's got me. Oh, I'm shot. It's the acting in the entire film. The only one who is having even a modicum of fun is Clark Johnson, and that's because he gets to talk some jive.
It's a little jive.
He's got a little jive to his speech. Other than that, everything else in this movie is flat and dead and boring. Lou Gossett is obviously got mortgages to pay. As we did a little bit of a dive, he may have had some alimony checks that he had to clear.
Alimony,
so he's doing what he's doing what he got to do. And in fairness to Lou Gossett, in 1988, Lou Gossett Jr. is 52 years old. And he's not 52 in 2025 where you can kind of still be doing some roles. 52-year-old black man doing motion pictures in 1988, you are taking what is put on the table and you are running with that check. And that is what Lou Gossett is doing. I ain't mad at him. even though he's sleepwalking through this movie.
Yeah.
But I understand he had to do what he had to do. But Iron Eagle 2, it is a mess of a movie.
Yeah, look, there's so many different ways you kind of start to kind of maybe pull something, at least like conversation worthy from this. I joked before, but it is kind of fascinating that there were 5 installments of this.
Okay.
And to be clear, it really is diminishing. It's this really strange dynamic that you have in the Iron Eagle movies. Like, even when Iron Eagle comes out in 86, this is long enough after An Officer and a Gentleman that Lou Gossett Jr. is clearly the biggest star in the film.
Right. And for context, Officer and Gentleman, he won the Best Supporting Actor
like 3-4 years before this. But because it's the 80s and because of the way race and pop culture works, and you know, I have to say, no one make the mistake that I think many people make, that Iron Eagle is a knockoff of Top Gun.
Right.
Because just historically, Iron Eagle comes out a couple of months before Top Gun.
Yeah, yeah.
But certainly, even when it came out, there was this sense that if you want to have an action film, if you want to have an 80s film, it's got to be a young white guy in the front. So the biggest star is this middle-aged black guy. But we got to have this young white guy up front for reasons. And film after film, they have like this disposable white guy up front. But the only reason anyone is paying any sort of attention to it at all, like any attention, is because of Lou Gossett Jr.
Yeah.
And when you look at all the advertising for each of the films, his image gets bigger and bigger. But
he's a connective tissue.
He's a connective tissue, but again, he's clearly the star. Like, clearly, it's like you look at the IMDb's of everyone connected to Iron Eagle, and that Lou Gossett Jr. is clearly the star. But each of the films, and certainly Iron Eagle 2 is guilty of this, follows this formula where you got to have Tom Cruise, white guy type up front. He's got to have a rival. He's got to have a love interest. And it's so unwieldy and awkward the way they situate. You know, as you mentioned, Clark Johnson is the black sidekick. I'll get to what's kind of sort of interesting about him in a second. But just that weird dynamic is kind of fascinating to me, how he fits into this thing that's clearly his thing, but is never ever allowed to be his thing. So there's that. I mean, I guess I should have started with, look, the movie is terrible. The movie is terrible. The movie is boring. Okay? Which means that I got to sit here for an hour in 40 minutes and think of some other stuff. So there's that. The second thing is, as we mentioned, Clark Johnson, you know, this is a Micheaux Mission. We do black movies. Clark Johnson is very much set up as the disposable black sidekick. Like, every piece in this film is a Build-A-Bear 80s action film. So the love interest plays a love interest. The rival plays a rival. There's some, like, out-of-shape dudes.
Yeah,
and
comedy relief.
And some funny accents that are hey, look at me. I'm a guy from Brooklyn. I'm an Italian guy from 1920s Brooklyn, as written by somebody who's never been to Brooklyn or knows an Italian guy. So, you know, you've got that guy. You've got the Russians who speak broken English, and you've got them. And then you have Clark Johnson. So it's like, oh, yeah, he's not going to make it out of the first 45 minutes. Like, there's going to be something like this going so that the hero knows that now this is serious. But Clark Johnson makes it to the end.
I know. There's some close calls. The script is playing with you. The script is playing with you.
Somehow Clark Johnson, and I really did, by the end, I actually said, Clark Johnson made it out. How did that happen? Because it shouldn't have happened. So you had that. This is very much regardless of when Iron Eagle came out, obviously, when Top Gun comes out, everything follows Top Gun.
Yes.
And this is obviously a post-Top Gun film. And it is a film that makes you appreciate Top Gun. Like it really does. And specifically the plane choreography.
Oh, yeah.
Like I realized because the only two real military porn movies that I've watched in the past 20 years are Top Gun
and
Top Gun Maverick. So I just assumed there was a level of competence that you would have with these this aerial footage. And boy, was I wrong. I had no idea what was going on. Like, I'm talking about Clark Johnson. I actually thought Clark Johnson had died 2 times.
Right, because of the way it's shot.
Because the way it's shot is planes blowing up, and as you said, there are close-ups of people in the cockpit, and then some planes. I was like, oh, well, there goes Clark Johnson. But then he shows up again. I was like, look at Clark Johnson not dying. The aerial photography is muddled all over the place, and because I was curious, I looked up Top Gun, and people have damn near written books on the work that was done to capture all that footage and the way they captured it. And then, of course, here's another hot take of the evening. These movies are kind of by definition, like just plot-wise, kind of boring.
Of course.
Because they're kind of straightforward, like they're going to get together and then there's going to be a MacGuffin. So like there's nothing. And you realize how much Tom Cruise carries Top Gun on his shoulders. Like Top Gun is interesting because Tom Cruise is interesting. And I think that's all. Like sometimes I think it's good to watch bad movies because it makes you appreciate good movies. But you know, ultimately, I think this is an example of the type of movie that you saw a lot of in 1988. Like we are fan. You know, we were talking about Alien Earth at the top of the show, and you know, I'm very much one of those Gen X champions that say that we had all of this great stuff in the 80s. Like being a young person in the 80s and just going to the mall to the movies was a wonderful thing during the 80s. But it was a lot of dreck. Like a lot of dreck. And this is very much a movie that if it was in the movies, it was not. It had a very short run, and then it ended up in that churn on cable.
Yes,
that you would see at 1 or 2 in the morning, and that's really all I had to take away from like I do have to say, I am now I'm morbidly curious to see how Chappie, that's Lou Gossett Jr.'s character, how his story continues. Like, I don't know if I'm morbidly curious enough to actually watch movies, but I did say I'm going to take not a deep dive, but like a medium dive into the wikis of all of the other Iron Eagle movies, because I do seem to remember, like, everyone was like, Iron Eagle 97, glory of the flag. And it's like a big-ass picture of Lou Gossett Jr. on the poster. And then it's like a bunch of white people around him, and then it's like one dude who kind of looks like Kirk Cameron, and it's like, oh, well, that's going to be the dude that Lou Gossett is going to yell at, I guess. But somehow he's the star.
Don't they all look like Kirk Cameron?
Right.
So you got Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle.
Then you got Iron Eagle 2. The Battle
Beyond the Flag.
Battle Beyond.
Because the Soviets and the Americans teamed up.
Then you have Aces. Iron Eagle 3.
So it's not Iron Eagle 3 : Aces?
Nope, it's Aces : Iron Eagle 3.
What's the plot? Do you have? I mean, you the one start
The third installment of the Iron Eagle film series, and the first one to receive an R rating.
Is it Iron Eagle After Dark? Is it like Baywatch Nights where it got sexy and vaguely supernatural? It was a weird show.
No, it doesn't say that. It just says that Lou Gossett reprised his role as Brigadier General Charles Chappie Sinclair.
Okay.
As the only returning cast. So they couldn't afford Clark Johnson.
Yeah. He was probably on Homicide.
It comes out in 1992. I don't think he was on Homicide yet.
Okay.
It did star retired boxing champion Ray Boom Boom Mancini in a cameo role.
Okay, so he's in a cameo. But what's the plot?
All right. The plot.
I mean, we're wrapping it up, so.
The plot, it doesn't have a short synopsis here. So he goes to find surviving family members in a village in Perot, where former Nazi Captain Gustav Kleiss runs a drug cartel.
Okay, this sounds pretty interesting.
Sounds
We've got ex-Nazis, so he doesn't have a crew of young plucky. He doesn't have a young plucky squad with him.
Well, it doesn't say that he has a plucky squad, but he's got a group that he's got get together a group to go rescue the mayor's daughter. The mayor's daughter has been kidnapped by the Nazi drug dealer. Yes.
This sounds fantastic.
And aces the Iron Eagle.
This sounds fantastic.
And then that was followed by the final.
I thought there were 5 of them.
No, there's the final one. The final one. And the only one to only feature Lou Gossett on the cover, on the poster, interestingly enough. Lou Gossett Jr. in Iron Eagle on Attack.
Okay. What are they attacking?
Well, I don't know. But in this 4th installment, Chappie guides civilian teenagers
here we go.
to perform unofficial military and aerial heroics.
Okay.
So this sounds like it sounds like piece of the action. Because now he's got children that he's got to.
I was actually thinking it was like the Mr. T cartoon.
Maybe.
Remember, Mr. T was a gymnastics coach.
Interesting.
Because 1981.
Yes. Yes. Well, that was the final.
Hey, fool, do that backflip.
This was the one that was direct to video.
You remember Mr. T, and it was a dog that was dressed up like Mr. T?
I do remember that.
It was like the little white kid who was dressed up like Mr. T, and then it was the dog that had a mohawk like Mr. T.
Yes.
And we all watched it and said...
No, we didn't all watch it. I did not watch Mr. T.
Mr. T!
No.
Didn't watch?
No, I only knew the song because I watched the, remember because they would do the special, they would tell you all the Saturday morning cartoons that were coming. So
you were a gentleman and an esthete. You were like, I'll watch that, but not that.
I did not watch Mr. T. It did not interest me at all. I did not watch any episode. Now, saying that, I did watch every episode of the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Oh, well, see, that's different. That's different. Yeah, Mr. T was a gymnastics coach, and him and the gymnastics team would solve crimes through the power of gymnastics.
Yes.
And Mr. T's toughness.
Yes, it was
a strange cartoon.
There were strange times.
It was strange.
There was strange. We wonder why Saturday Morning died.
We want you to be a coach in the cartoon, Mr. T. That sounds good. I could be a boxing coach. Maybe not boxing. Okay, maybe the football. I got a background in football.
No, not football.
No, because you're going to travel and solve mysteries. Oh, traveling teams. Or maybe
I was a wrestler. Maybe I could do
wrestling.
No.
We were thinking gymnastics.
Can you do a somersault?
Because when people think Mr. T, they think gymnastics.
T's for tumble.
T's for tumble. T's for tumble.
I don't tumble.
Ooh. Will I have to tumble?
Well, yeah, it'll be your cartoon, Mr. T. Cartoon, Mr. T, don't tumble.
Mr. T. Is cartoon Mr. T gonna be in a leotard? What kind of coach am I exactly? My point is, much like Lou Gossett Jr., I have questions about Mr. T's management team.
Well, we were talking about it. We were talking about because as we wrap this up, because we're done with the movie.
We're done with. Would you recommend this film, Lynn?
No.
I would also not recommend this film. Please,
We're not.
Please go. Well, we do have questions about.
Well, we have a question about Lou Gossett because
and the choices and his
because he is an actor that we do appreciate. He is a man. First of all, he is a man of not only talent, but he is a man of charisma.
Look,
he is a very charismatic man, and in his defense, while he seems to have made some very dubious movie choices, he was very, very prominent on the small screen at the time.
Look, from the beginning to the end, I had significant problems with the latest adaptation of The Color Purple.
Mm-hmm.
And Lou Gossett Jr. was very ill.
Yeah, he was on his last day.
But I thought he was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scenes that he had as old Mister, I said, oh, right, this is Lou Gossett.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we just saw him not even striking that. We saw him in the HBO Watchmen series. He was excellent in that.
Excellent in the Watchmen series, but you look at his IMDb and
especially right after you talked about it, he wins the Oscar for Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah.
And the film immediately that is released.
He is an Officer and a Gentleman in 1982. In 1983, he is in Jaws 3D.
Which is, yes, it all the Jaws sequels are not great. Jaws 2 is, and everything else is garbage.
I know I'm all over the place, but this is super important. You know who else is in Jaws 3D? I believe that's the one with Mario Van Peebles, where he has on the dreadlock wig, and he's a Rasta man.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's Mario Van Peebles as the Rasta man.
It doesn't surprise me. I thought, is Michael Caine in?
I don't know.
Well, anyway.
But I didn't actually know any Jamaicans at the time, but even when I saw it, I said, there's no way that people from Jamaica sound like that.
Not at all.
And you know what? I was correct.
Now, I will make the argument for Lou Gossett doing Jaws 3D because Jaws 3D is released in the summer of '83.
Yes.
Which means that it probably filmed in that late winter, early spring of that year.
Sure.
Which would have been before he would have won the Oscar.
Sure.
For Officer and a Gentleman. So he's just taking a job.
Sure.
And he's given a script that says, hey, we're doing a sequel to Jaws.
The second sequel.
The second sequel to Jaws. Okay. Does that sound like, I don't know, a second sequel to Jaws? I can be a little iffy on that.
Now the sharks are hunting the kids.
But then you look at Jaws 2. Mm-hmm. Jaws 2 was made for a budget of $20 million. It grossed $208 million.
You are effing lying.
No, I'm not. Jaws 2 grossed $208 million on a $20 million budget. So if someone is coming to you saying we're doing Jaws 3.
You know what? I swear you have.
You're right. You're taking that check.
You have just justified this entire episode just now. Jaws 2 made how much money?
$208 million.
The one with Roy Scheider's wife?
No. Roy Scheider.
Oh, right. You're
Roy
right.
Scheider
He is in Jaws 2. You're right.
Yes, he's in Jaws 2.
Right. I'm thinking about Jaws for the Revenge.
That's right.
That's
when one goes chasing the family.
Right. That's well,
and that's the one with Michael Caine.
That's the one. No, Jaws 3D is chasing the family because it's his son who works at SeaWorld.
Okay, but then
Jaws remember 4, the shark gets
Jaws
in.
4 is the one where the wife is
right.
Revenge.
Jaws 4 is the revenge, right?
Yeah.
Well, now the family is at war with sharks. Like the sharks had a meeting in the ocean and said vendetta.
Solidarity. Sorry. But yes, so I can justify him doing Jaws 3.
God damn it. Am I going to have to watch Jaws 2? Who directed Jaws? Who directed Jaws?
It ain't Steven Spielberg.
It's not Spielberg.
Roy Scheider. The funny thing,
I forgot that Roy Scheider.
The funny thing about it is that, you know, like, because Robert Shaw dies in the first one.
All right.
But Roy Scheider is the only other one, because Richard Dreyfuss didn't have it. Roy Scheider is the only one that had it in his contract that he had to return for the sequel.
Really?
Steven Spielberg didn't have it in there. Richard Dreyfuss didn't have it. Only Roy Scheider. So he had to do it. He had to do the movie.
Oh. I'm going to mispronounce his name. Is it Gino Zwak directed it?
Okay.
Only other thing he directed. He directed Christopher Reeve's other movie, Somewhere in Time.
Oh.
And then he directed Supergirl.
Well, there you go.
Right.
There you go. There's his filmography. Right there.
Right.
All I'm saying is, so I'm defending him taking Jaws 3.
Look, man, brother got to eat.
He got to eat, but that doesn't sound like a bad choice for Jaws 3D.
Right.
Now, everything after that
right.
is the brother got to eat.
Right. And we talked about Enemy Mine.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it's a shame they put him under all that makeup. But I like him in Enemy Mine.
No, he's not. He's doing his thing. He's the best thing in that movie.
But I think when we talk about the legacy of Lou Gossett Jr., we can skip the Iron Eagle.
Oh no!
Series.
Look, no, nobody talks. Yeah, look,
So.
you say he did Iron Eagle.
I mean, I don't even know how much you need to say that.
Well, you say it because he did it.
I'd rather talk about, what was it, the Strange Powers of Matthew Starr.
Oh, was he in that?
Dog, he was. Remember, he was.
Oh, that's right.
He was the guardian.
He was the guy. Yeah.
Before he came to Earth with superpowers.
And then he was in Roots.
And yes,
I think that's where we really.
I probably should have started.
That's where we start.
I went to Matthew Starr. Are you trying to make me look bad?
You're doing good. Oh,
why was Dwayne dating D?
It was 7 years.
It was the 80s. Right.
It was D.
All right, so we're going to skip Iron Eagle 2.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to skip Iron Eagle 2.
All right.
And when we've reached the end of the mission, after we have reviewed Meteor Man, and someone, probably your brother, says in the chat, "Hey, y'all never did Iron Eagle 3 or 4, or the first one. Just rewatch this review."
Right, everything that we said.
And then just
apply it to that.
And write a 4.
Right.
Because we ain't reviewing them.
Probably not.
Unless someone else brings them to the...
Someone brings it to... Right.